Welcome in. This is an unusual video, but it's due to popular demand, and I've had a lot of requests to walk through what the IA community is. We've got some new members, some old members. I don't even know all the moving parts that we have. And 2 years ago exactly, it just started with me. Now we are a team of 12 writers, developers, graphic folks, support folks, accountants, you name it. And we only recruit from the community. And the community is built by the community for the community. And that is the big thing I want to get across here. And within only 20 weeks when we started this, exactly 2 years ago, it sold out. And I didn't even realize, but it was the largest financial community on earth per Patreon statistics in the top 40. And now it is capped, but we have had attrition, so there are some spaces available. So let's jump in. Considering the channel is all about data, let's start with some data and walk through where all the community involvement is, and to grasp some of the numbers to show you how vibrant and how much knowledge sharing happens in the community. There are more than 1.047 posts per minute over the last 2 years. And note, I rarely mention Patreon likes or subscribes or push content, and I'm hoping people are smart enough to subscribe, etc. themselves, but sometimes I do. But again, it is stunning here. The number of Discord posts in my Discord is now 973,454. That's about 1,352 posts per day over the last 2 years. The Discourse posts, that's a new channel we'll talk more about in a minute, 83,500 posts, 463 per day. The posts that I do personally, I've done 21,000 Discord posts, about 30 a day, and about 15,000 Discourse posts, about 83 a day. And the models shared, 54 models, about 0.08 a day. Not that many, but there's a lot. Patreon posts, as about 2,300 Patreon posts, about 3.19 per day. And these are timely market observations and information that you need to know. Twitter activity, I kind of use this more for fun. 2,175 posts, about 3 per day. But again, different type of stuff. And videos, 726 videos, 1.01 videos per day is what I've done over the last 2 years. YouTube views, 54,109,000 in 2 years. And the number per day is about 75,000 views per day. So that's a little bit of the detail, but let's drill into all of the different moving parts. First of all, YouTube channel. You guys know it. Most people only know me from YouTube. But again, we just ran through the numbers. But 54 million views and 12 million hours of watch time. I didn't even realize until today. Second, Patreon. This is our Patreon channel. We have 5 membership tiers on Patreon with a ton of benefits available for each tier. And again, this is not about supporting the channel. This is about supporting you and the community. And Patreon is where you get access to the community and more. Now let's take a look at some of what you'll get. Remember, again, some say the monthly membership is the cost of a Sonic burger a month. And by far, the most value for money you'll ever spend, given the amount of knowledge sharing we have here on the channel. So let's talk about some exclusive content. Again, 2,300 Patreon posts in 2 years. Much of that is detailed stuff like models, like market observations, like trade alerts, etc. And I comment pretty much on everything I can when people make comments on my posts. Again, hundreds of market observations, free models, and more information than you know what to do with. But some is extremely important for different types of people. Now let's look at the Discord server. As I mentioned, it launched exactly 2 years ago to the day. Nearly 1 million posts, and I've made over 20,000. And this is available on the capitalist tier or higher. That's capitalist and executives. And the next is the Discourse. This is a technology we built ourselves and manage ourselves from open source material that's out there. Thank you to the dev team as well who helped with this. But we launched this in June 2021. Actually, that should be June 2022. It's brand new. It's only 6 months old. And we've made 83,000 posts already. I've read a ton of them. This is where you submit questions for the weekly Q&A. This is where you participate in the I Got Challenge video series, one of the ones I love, by the way, and I love the Q&A. And I work for the community. And you also get support for our models and products like IADSS. I'll talk more about that in a minute. All of our indicators, our digital asset portfolio tracker, and these are all available on the investor tier or higher. Now, let's dig a little bit deeper The difference, some people get confused between the difference in Discord and Discourse. And the reason we built Discourse was really to, well, if you think of Discord, it's really for fast-paced discussions between a medium group of people. But Discourse is far better for slow-paced, in-depth discussions or long-form topics in general. It could be the bankruptcy of something, or a support group around a tool or a financial indicator, or some of our models like the digital asset portfolio tracker. And again, all of these tools and the support for the community and myself is in Discourse. And Discord is just, again, a very active place with much more fast-paced discussion. But that's why we built two, and we have both available. Both have very, very different purposes. And different people prefer different ways of engaging as well. And I'm active in both pretty much 24 hours a day, hence the number of posts. We have Spreadsheet Models. There's a collection of spreadsheets and models built since a long time ago. Professionals get select models. An investor tier or higher gets all models as well. In addition, the digital asset portfolio tracker is a new product that we had different portfolio trackers over time, but none that was really able to take into account things like multiple currencies, all crypto assets, buys, sells, airdrops, staking rewards, lost coins, etc. And this is available on investor tier or higher. And to show you how active the Discourse community is, within a week, the community has come together to provide a huge amount of support and feedback for DAPT. And we will be extending this for equities and hopefully my vision, real estate as well, down the line too. Again, extremely helpful. It's not just me. We are a community. I want people to understand that. IADSS drives a lot of questions. This is a decision support system giving guidance on when to get in and when to get out of the market based on stuff that I've been doing for nearly 30 years. But now we have the technology and software developers available to implement what I used to have to do manually. And there's three drivers of this. Is the confluence model, which is a combination of a whole bunch of technology to identify optimal times to get in and get out, buy or sell or hedge. Then we have trend model, which tells you, again, supports timing of the market, and mean reversion shows you how out of whack the models are. In addition, they all have back tests. So you can back test in an instant across all your different settings of how these things can work for you. And again, there's a private area of Discourse available, lots of user guides, videos, and I use these tools as well to do all my trade alerts as we go forward. But there is more. So this is funny, but let's just jump in and talk about some of the other stuff. We have a new website. We spent the last 14 months building stuff, building tools, and making them available on our website. It's called InvestAnswers.io. Some of the beginning and advanced tools are already available. The Arb Cloud, which helps you trade between Bitcoin and Bitcoin proxies. That is kind of my background. And a lot of the tools that we've built are built on kind of my approach to the market and what helped me a lot over the last 30 years. DCAS, that's the dollar cost averaging on steroid model, which is now even more sophisticated. It helps you time buys and the weighting of those buys to increase your bag as much as possible by spending the least amount possible too. Bitcoin top and bottom indicator to make sure we don't miss the top ever again. The macro model for those macro investors. That's a cool tool where you can actually tell how certain assets perform against certain commodity prices or macro situations out there in the market. And again, Discourse provided support as well. And you can see quick demos on the website of all these products and read up about them too. We also launched an IA newsletter. It's a Substack. It is $1 a month, but it's a video recap of every video we do. And you get over 20 newsletters a month. And sometimes there's so much information in every single video. Like if I do Okta on Tuesdays, there's 40 nuggets of information. And it's extremely difficult to absorb all of that from one video. And for years now, people have been asking, can you create a written form? And I don't have the time. I tend to be running forward and engaging in the community. So now we have a great writer from the community that takes every video every day, summarizes it, all the pertinent parts, and you can read it in a flash. And again, no Patreon membership is required for this. You can just go to the website and pick it up. And again, $1 a month. We just try and cover expenses But that's it. Now, in addition, probably the most important thing is everybody helps each other in this community. We have an all-star team of moderators in Discord and Discourse, YouTube live chat, and the amount of information sharing and helpfulness within the community is like nothing I've ever seen, and I'm very proud of everybody as well. And our team members also help out with membership questions, coding, building models, and so much more. Again, it's getting bigger and stronger and better than ever before. We also have a huge roadmap of products and offerings that are coming to market, including things like the Layer Out product, which is, again, based on some stuff that I've done in the past, but to optimize how to take profits. Again, we've taken last year and learned from it and built everything around it to make sure we never make the same mistake twice, and that is key for the future. Final thing is Twitter. I do have a Twitter account. Watch for scammers. And again, we've got community members that help keep scammers away from YouTube and Twitter. And that's one of the reasons why we don't have the explosive growth of other channels. But we don't care about that. We care about small, intimate community. But I typically tweet about 3 times a day, but it's more for fun and things like observations that are out there. So in summary of all of that, everybody, we may not always agree or have the same perspective on things, but at the end of the day, all we want is what's best for each other. And that's why I love this community. So it is community first. We have Patreon. We've got the website, InvestAnswers.io. We've got tools for every user. DCAS, Tabby, which is top and bottom indicator for Bitcoin, IADSS, I talked about briefly, macro model, Arb model, Layer Out coming soon. And we have a roadmap. We'll be launching new products every 2 months out into the future. We've got Discord, we've got Discourse, we've got the Substack digest of every video. We've got models that I build, that I share, and Twitter. So again, it's come an awful long way in a very short 2 years, but it's been a very heavy 2 years too, working 16, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. But I must say, I love this community. Thank you all for being here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Talk to you soon. Or see you on the inside.